Yemeni #1.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about how I'm not getting any. What's up, y'all? Y'all good? Y'all good? Y'all ready for another installment of Sleeping with the Yemeni? I don't know, I was just driving around the other day on the road, and I was like giving some thought into this, and it was very interesting to me how I'm as sex positive as I am, and how I had to go through so many changes to learn to sort of like be more sex positive, be less judgmental of people and their sexual pursuits. And I don't know. To me, I just find it odd that I used to think that only Muslims were the people that were sexually weird, right? And then as I grew, I started to realize, nah, man, it's Christians too, man. Christians and Catholics especially got some really weird guilt that they have attached to sex, and I can't stand it. But I remember when I was young, I always associated white people with being more liberal and open-minded with sex, and even white people who no longer are a part of their religion. Like, I have friends of mine that I came up with in the art community in Detroit, many of them being white, many of them sort of denouncing religion, many of them criticizing religion, talking about how weird religion is in many myriad of ways, and I would be able to find, some type of connection with them, be like, yeah, for real, man, I kind of feel the same thing about my religion. But then because they were white, I just assumed that they was all sex positive, especially if they denounced religion or whatnot. And man, that is not the case, dude. There's so many people I meet today that are completely just weirded out about sex. Like, you talk about it and people just flip out, or they get really weird, or they start to judge you. Or if you tell them that you're into something, they are like, oh man, that's freaking weird. And I'm just like, yeah, it may be weird to you. That don't make it weird to them. And I don't know. I was just thinking about it. I'm like, man, I'm very sex positive these days. I wasn't when I was younger, because I was influenced by like religion. But, I later grew to just start to reprogram myself to not be so pent up when it came to sex. And I kind of feel like if I'm able to do it, I'm sure other people are. And I don't know, I just wish that there's a way to like influence people to have more of an open discussion when it came to sex. And especially when it comes to people of religion. And especially, this is not popular, especially amongst Arabs and Muslims. But I think more and more women, especially in the Arab world, need to start having more sex, man. Need to start really, and I think all the men in those cultures need to just start letting up on these women and stop calling them whores and sluts and shaming them. And and then I'm not saying that happens all the time, but it happens enough for me to be like, this is stupid. I don't understand slut shaming. I don't understand slut shaming when men do it, especially. Because, like, how are you going to get mad at a girl for being slutty? That's a great thing. Like, we put this, like, onus on being a slut. And to me, I'm like, that is just a beautiful thing, especially when a woman owns up to it. and is able to strut it in a respectful way. And I've actually, I had a girl that I was seeing a while back that was very sex positive, very bisexual, practically pansexual, extremely promiscuous, like really promiscuous. But she did it in a way where she settled into it. She just knew who she was. She wasn't ashamed of it. She really had a lot of fun. I was a part of that fun. And out of all the women that I've dated, she's probably the most promiscuous. And I had so much respect for her at the same time. And I thought that was beautiful, but a lot of it came from her. A lot of it came from her being able to express herself in a way where she didn't have any cultural baggage. Now, mind you, of course, she, her father necessarily wasn't the greatest dad, right? Of course, we got daddy issues there. But it's about how she handled it. She handled it by settling into it, by just being who she was and not being apologetic about it. And I think that made her very pleasant to be around. Even though, like, many times I would meet girls that were that promiscuous, there was something about them that was gross. And I think that grossness was really stemming from the fact that these people were being sluts, but they had cultural baggage, and they were wrestling with that cultural baggage. Whereas this girl that I was seeing at the time, who's extremely promiscuous, she didn't have any cultural baggage, right? Her mom wasn't shaming her for being who she was. Her dad couldn't say shit. She was such a sweetheart. Even though her dad wasn't the greatest father, she was still in his life. Limitless combos, Ed and Moe. Yeah, I would love to bring back Ed and Moe, but this is my podcast. We're talking about having more sex and how Muslims need to have more sex and how Muslim men need to just let Muslim women have more sex. I know it's not a popular thing, but I'm very sex positive, and that's where I'm at. But back to how she did it. She did it in a way that was so relaxed and respectful. Like, she was very honest. She wasn't trying to hide anything from me. She wasn't trying to be something she wasn't. She was very aggressive in what she wanted, and she didn't mind that. And then she was attracted to me because I was a man that was very secure about that. I know there's a lot of men that would encounter a woman like that and they would feel threatened. Be like, man, I'm just one man in a sea of all these other men that she can be with. Or if I tried to get her into a relationship, And I have to admit, back then, I was open-minded to a degree where I could date a girl like that casually, but I couldn't do it realistically like an actual relationship. Like, she was pushing for a relationship, and at the time I couldn't pull that trigger because I still had that old school mindset of like, yo, she's very promiscuous, and if I was trying to lock her down in a singular relationship between just me and her, would she be able to handle it? That's the question that kind of haunts a lot of men, I think, as to why they don't feel that they can wife someone like that, is because it's like, yo, you had this amazing sex life where you just really was experimenting on a level, the pedal to the metal. You were redlining being promiscuous. And, if I'm going to try to make you a wife, are you going to be able to hang up your hoe jersey and just be with one guy? So that was like a little block that I had. And now when I think back to it, it made sense to me there. But now when I look back on it, I think, man, I really missed out on a really good girl. I missed out on a girl that I could have really built a relationship with, because she ended up having a boyfriend now, and she just locked right into monogamy. And here I am going, this whole time I didn't think you were going to be able to do it. But that's the thing about sex positivity, man. I think that, for me, it's work. Even then, I was dating this girl back then. I was still open-minded enough to know that we were kind of having a semi-open relationship, and we were sort of seeing other people, and sort of not. We were more with each other, and it was kind of like we were a fuck buddy, but we were also kind of dating, and we really enjoyed each other's company. And We invited girls to play. I love bisexual girls because it's like a 2-for-1 deal. You get more than you get to throw more into the mix if they're not jealous. But yeah, I worked myself up to be that level of sex positive, and I always had to self-reflect and go, wait a second, I think I could be even more. I think there's these blockages that I have, these things that are keeping me from reaching a level of openness that I don't know if I could ever be in an open relationship to where like I'm actually in love with a woman and then she's having sex with other men. And I think a lot of it is because I don't like men. I'm not attracted to men. For me, I think that's where it stems from. When I look at a man, when it comes to sex, he's competition to me. He's not something that I want his greasy hands all over my woman, right? But then I thought about it. I was like, if I was attracted to men, say I was bi, I think I probably would have been more open to it. Because when I date a girl that I really care about and she wants to hook up with other women, I've never been okay with them just hooking up with other women alone. I want to be a part of it. So I was, but I know men that are not okay with that. They can't be in love with a girl and then share her with another girl, right? I don't get jealous in that sense because I'm not jealous of women. Not to say that women are not a threat. You could easily be in a threesome with a girl with another girl, and then all of a sudden she likes that girl more than you, and then yeah. But I mean, there's always risks involved in any type of relationship combination. But in all honesty, to me, it's just. Hold on, I'm almost losing my train of thought. There was something that I was gonna try to say. Shit. Damn it, I lost my thought. I was trying to put a nice little bow on that thought. But like I said, I think there's levels to this sex positivity thing, and I'm always like blown away how I'm able to progressively grow from someone who was raised not only Muslim in America, but also Yemeni. Like Yemenis are very conservative when it comes to sex. Lebanese people that I was raised around in Dearborn, Michigan, they were kind of conservative, but they were also kind of liberal. You see Yemeni women, if they wear the hijab, they're like probably wearing the hijab and the niqab, and they're covering their face, and they wear the big dress where you can't see any of their curves. Lebanese Muslim women do that too, but then you also have these other Lebanese women where they wear the scarf, but then their titties are hanging out and their ass is hanging out, and they're wearing tight ass yoga pants, and you could see every little curvature in their camel toe. So there's like varying levels of conservative Muslims, and the ones that I grew up with were a little bit more lenient, but there was still this conservative element, especially when it came to the women. Like the men, one thing that really pisses me off about Arab men, especially the one that I grew up with, they have this double standard where it's like they can do whatever they want, but if a woman does it, it's like, oh, what a whore. And that frustrates me because me personally, I kind of wish that wasn't the case. To me, I love the fact that a woman is able to just be who she is sexually, And to me, what blows me away again on top of it is how I've gotten to this level of sex positivity that now my white friends that I grew up with, who back then were more sex positive than me, I've now surpassed them. I've gotten to this level of sex positivity where now I'm looking at them like they used to look at me. Because now there's certain things that I'll just bring up sex and they get all uncomfortable about it. And I'm just like, what is happening here? So, I don't know. What's AKA the high score? I have no idea what you guys are talking. If anybody wants to call in and give me some examples of having sex or having a lifestyle, a viewpoint in sex and how other people look down on it, because to me, it's like more of us need to be having more sex. More of us need to be less shameful of it. I love it when I'm with a woman who's just very open and doesn't have to have any type of sexual hang-ups, Yeah, Tracy, call in, because I know you got some freaky friends. We should talk about that. Because in all honesty, the people being really close-minded about sex really trip me the hell out. And to me, I just feel like there's no way that a guy like me that grew up Yemeni can be more open-minded about this. What up, Tracy?
Hey, how you doing?
Is it better that I start at this time?
It's fine with me. I'm off work today. I had knee surgery.
Oh, man. How did that go?
Went pretty well. I'm still kind of high, so we're good.
Oh, nice. So maybe we can get you to say some embarrassing things.
It's possible.
What are you high on?
You're adorable when you blush, so yeah, I'm trying to do that.
I blush? When do I blush?
You blush.
No, I
I've seen
don't.
you in person.
I don't
Yeah,
blush.
yeah. Yeah.
I can't blush. I'm brown.
Yes, you can. Yeah. When you were in the parking lot with Megan when you were in town last time. Yeah, you blushed.
Megan?
Yeah, the red-haired girl. After Small.
What was I blushing about?
I don't remember exactly what, but you blushed, and it was cute.
Huh.
Anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, you learn new things about yourself.
What am I high on? They gave me a shot of fentanyl and a Norco tablet before I left the hospital, and then they sent me home with a prescription for 20 Norcos.
Wait,
So.
they actually gave you fentanyl?
Mm-hmm. In my IV.
How did that feel?
I don't feel a damn thing.
No, but I mean, like, did you get high off the fentanyl?
No.
You didn't at all?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, it's out there killing people, so I was thinking that maybe.
Yeah, I mean. No, I got driven home by a friend who's very responsible about that kind of thing. So
Nice.
She's a former she's a former tattoo artist, so I trusted her to get me home.
Well,
She's seen everything.
I pray for a speedy recovery. When will you be able to walk on that bitch?
Sunday.
Oh, that's pretty quick.
Yep.
Miracle, the miracle of medicine.
Something like that.
So, what did you want to talk about in my little podcast about sex positivity?
I put two things in the chat. Was it literally one of the first 10 Arabic words I learned growing up in Dearborn was sharmut.
Sharmut, you whore.
Yeah, exactly.
You sharamut.
So, yeah. So I learned that one real quick. I think I knew that one by like 4th grade, and that's weird for like 4th grade boys to be saying that.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a word that like Lebanese people just throw around like it's nothing, like it's just not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and then the other comment that I made was that everyone in general needs to be having more sex, but better sex, like open, honest, responsible, consensual sex with someone who's willing to have a conversation about the sex that they're having.
Yeah,
and that's a lot to break down. I put it all in.
Do you think a lot of people are not having communication? They're not communicating through it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I think the concept that you're talking about, though, they refer to it sometimes as polyamory when people are married and have other partners.
Right.
Where either the husband
or not necessarily married, but just in love.
Any sort of thing. Well, the phrase that they're talking now is ethical non-monogamy.
Yes, which was I think coined by what's his name? He's an author, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ryan.
But yeah, it's where you're open and honest, and you're talking to all of your partners, and everyone knows about everyone else, and in some situations, everybody even knows. And like even socializes with everyone else.
Oh yeah, I know.
And the sexuality is apart from that. It doesn't, you're not having big wild orgies. I mean, you can, That's, that's your business, and, you do you, boo. I'm not judging. But sometimes it's, yeah, everyone knows everyone, and everyone knows what everybody's doing and who everybody's doing, and, it's a thing.
Have you been in one of those?
I've seen, right now I'm dating more than one person. So, yeah.
But dating more than one person is one thing. I'm talking about being in love with someone.
Having sex with, being in love with, yes.
You're doing that now?
Yeah.
So you're in like a real committed relationship with two people? Hello?
More than two.
Oh.
More than two, but I'm not going to give a number out.
but I mean, like, you love these people also?
Yes. Yes.
Which ones do you love? Are there ones that you love more than others? Like, how do you have a main squeeze, or are they just a?
Okay, so again, there's a terminology thing. Some people will refer to a partner as a primary partner, and it can be the person that they're married to, or, if nobody's married, then it's, just the person that they are, getting their primary affection or, their primary needs met from that person. And then there are other people that, they're also dating for other reasons.
But you also love those other people that are for other reasons too. I just feel like that's hard to do. It is
difficult. It absolutely is difficult. And I had a long, difficult time coming to terms with understanding that is what I need as a person. Just for certain reasons in certain situations, that having only one person kind of doesn't work for me.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I like being with one person. There's something about that. To me, so I think
it can be really wonderful and satisfying if all of your needs are met by one particular person, and you're able to meet all of their needs on physical, sexual, emotional, intellectual. It's a wonderful, awesome thing.
Yeah, and I think that's.
But if that doesn't happen, there's a lot of stigma and a lot of shame associated with, well, why am I not enough for you?
Sure,
and it's not that one person isn't enough for the person. It's a matter of, it's not that you're not enough. It's that I just need more.
You're just greedy.
I need this other thing. Well, okay, sure.
You're greedy.
Say greedy, whatever. But
white people call it polyamory or ethical monogamy. Arabs, we just call that you're a sharamut. You fucking sharamut. That's what you are. You found a fancy way to say sharamut.
If you're gonna go there, go there.
No, I'm not going there. I'm just saying.
And even saying the word promiscuous, there's a stigma attached to that, and it's like you're somehow dirty or.
Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you this though.
Or you'll go out with anybody, and it's like, no, I'm very picky about who I'm involved with.
Yeah, some people are like that. Other people are not. Yeah. That's why I said, some people can be promiscuous and they do it in a respectful way, and then there's other people that are doing it because they're just trying to cover some type of trauma, you know what I mean, or avoid something, or just be addicted to sex or whatever.
If you need therapy, if you need therapy, doing it by having a lot of partners that's not healthy. Mm-hmm. That's not what I'm not going to say that's not what you should be doing.
Me personally, I think that polyamory.
I think the word should.
Polyamory works better for women than it does for men. For me, I tried doing it with that girl that I was talking to, where it was kind of like a very loose. I was trying to keep her in the F buddy zone because at the time I really didn't want to be in a relationship, and at the same time I didn't think I could handle her because of how promiscuous she was. But at the same time, it's like Shit, I forgot the point that I was trying to make. What was I just saying? Because I just trailed off on something else.
I think you're trying to main character yourself in her situation, and she's main charactering herself in her situation.
Well, no, here's the thing. So we
Like-
tried it.
like,
This is the
you
point.
know-
Hold on. This is the point that I was trying to make. The point that I was trying to make is that so for a man, when it comes to polyamory, I think for the majority of us, it's more about sex. Men, we love sex. Like, sex is numero uno.
Women love sex too.
Yeah, but I think men make it more of a priority. Men make sex way more.
Well, okay, so you say that, I know a lot of freaky women. Well, it's not. I mean, I know a lot of freaky men too.
No, I know that. I'm not.
I don't think there's a difference in how much men or women love sex. I think it's what we've been allowed to express.
Well, there's that. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about just the way we are wired. Men.
Nope.
No, I'm telling you, men. Every man I talk to, sex is numero uno. I mean, at certain days, love is important, but there's some days where your dick's like, nah, dude, sex, and you're just like, okay, right, you're right. Everything has to be fucking sex. So, like, when it comes to men, when it comes to men, especially for me, when I'm like thinking about that polyamory, love is exhausting for me. Like, love is not a thing that comes naturally for most dudes. So for us to like love a woman, it's like, yo, you're asking a lot from me. And you want me to do that with more than one person? Jesus Christ. Like, for a guy like me, that's exhausting, Now, if you were to say, you just love this one girl, but she's down for you to have sex with other girls with her, that's different. Like, I could put my energy into sex, no problem. Multiple partner sex, no problem. But love, yo, you're asking a lot. So, in your experience, how many men are able to
non-monogamy?
What's that?
Still, even with polyamory and ethical non-monogamy, you still may have a partner who all you do is hook up, and that's it.
Yeah, I know, but even
and
then,
there's no shame in it. It's just like, hey, it's 4:30 on a Tuesday afternoon. You up? And that's just what you do.
Yeah, but even then, it's just like, for me, it would be very hard for me to be like okay with my girl just out having sex with someone else, because to me, I'm like, yo, if anything, I would much rather we have the sex, or if we're gonna have sex with someone else, that's usually what I have. Like, if I ever had like a relationship where a girl was bi and she was into other women, we would have a threesome instead of like she going up. That's not a thing I could do, and that's just a preference, is more than anything.
But
so
could you also have like a female best friend that you're just completely close with? She knows absolutely everything about you, but she does not want to have any sort of sexual relationship with you. You don't want to have any sort of sexual relationship with her. You just hang out, and she's like your best buddy.
That's
but
just a friend.
Right. But that's a type of love. That is like, that's your best friend. That's whatever. And then you've also got the woman that you love, that you're married to, or that you're in the long-term relationship with, that you're having sex with, that you live with, or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about
that? That happens under like this ethical non-monogamy. It's a whole spectrum of relationships. Not all of them are necessarily sexual.
Well, Bolte said it best. It's just called being friends. You're just being friends with someone. You're dating somebody. You're in love with them. You have sex with them. You have a relationship with this one person, and then you actually happen to have friends, and some of them happen to be different sexes. That's what that is. I'm talking about you're in love with someone. I can't do the whole I'm in love with someone and I'm pouring my heart into this one girl, and she is just out having sex with other people. I'm just like, the fuck? You know, because
Well,
in the end,
fair,
in the end,
that's something that you're talking about with the person that you have the hardcore relationship with. That's something that you two are discussing and communicating about, and it's not like it's not like I'm out walking the streets like my bits and pieces hanging out just looking for whoever. It's a matter of I've met different people that for different times, different reasons. Yes, I am interested in you and in love with you, and are you cool with the fact that I am also in a relationship with this other person that's that I am also in love with?
yeah.
That's all.
I mean, listen, I understand it, and I respect people who can do that. I cannot. It's just like part of me. It just seems good on paper.
Here's the thing. That's okay.
Oh yeah, no, I know that.
There's no judgment, and not everybody has to be.
No. I mean, this is
one way or the other.
But ideally,
the slut shaming needs to stop.
The slut shaming needs to stop. That's the shit that I can't stand. I can't stand making people who are sluts feel shame. I'm just like, yo, man, y'all are doing a service.
Right. But even calling someone who's non-monogamous a slut, well, that's kind of not optimal.
Yeah, but I mean, like, maybe I think we need to pause. We need to make a slut, the word slut, more positive.
Nah, we don't want to take that word back. We can just let that one go.
Hey man, I'm a slut.
Not every slur needs to be taken back.
Yeah, but is slut a slur?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's a better way to say slut?
There isn't like, I mean, person who enjoys having lots of sex. Would you be comfortable with being called that?
No, because we need a word that's like that hits you like like slut. Like you can't just be like a person who likes having sex. Like who doesn't like having sex?
Oh, there are a lot of people that don't like having sex.
There are people that don't care about sex, and those people fascinate me. I don't understand how that. I don't understand how that
there
works.
There are people that are completely asexual. There are people that are completely asexual, but not necessarily aromantic. Like they love being in love. They just don't want to, smash their parts into other people's parts.
Mm-hmm. That I don't understand. Sex takes priority for me. It does, man. Sex is like so important to me.
Well, it's like I would find it very difficult to be in love with a person that I did not want to have sex with.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but like for me, it almost starts with sex.
Yeah.
It starts with sex first, and then it grows into love from there.
Yeah. Yeah, if I say I love you, then I want to smash my parts into your parts.
Well, that's not true. I say I love you to people who I'm platonic with. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I have friends that I say I love you to. That I don't want to have sex with them.
Well, yeah, but it's one of those. There's a different I love you. There's the I love you, man, and then
Sure. The actual real relationship, friend. I love you.
I love you, friend. But when you're like, I love you.
Have you ever had any of your partners be jealous about the other partner or anything like that? Or have you been able to curate a bunch of people who are able to keep their shit together or what?
There has been an occasion where it was a matter of, someone saying to me, I'm kind of not down with you seeing other people. And I said, well, it's kind of a part of who I am. So if you love who I am and that's a part of me, then, we need to talk about this.
But you've had that. You've had those guys that were kind of jealous.
Yep.
Were they ethically non-monogamous to begin with, or did you rope them into it?
Not to rope them into it.
Okay, relax. You know what I mean. I'm just having fun with words here.
I do.
You pinned them down and said, hey, be a slut like me. You sharamut.
You just, get their knees between my, get their ears between my knees and, they're fine. But, see, you're blushing. Anyway.
No, I'm just smiling.
More like, it's just sort of a, like I said, you need to have the conversation. You need to talk to the person, and if they're not good with it, then they're not.
No,
good
what
with
I was
it.
asking was like these people.
That's all right.
What I was asking was these people, the guys that were against it, or like said, "Hey, I don't want that." Were they themselves poly?
They are monogamous on their own, and still involved with me. So, I mean, if they wanted to have another partner, I would be open to that, and that's,
But when you're saying they're monogamous on their own, meaning they have a primary partner, but then they're also cheating with you?
No, it's I'm their only partner.
I see. And they know that you're poly, and then they get to a point, and they're just like, "Yo, we need to reel this in," and you're like, "No, man."
Well, it's more like, she's so good at it. I'm willing to go with it. So.
Yeah.
No, I'm being conceited.
No,
Never mind.
no, you're not. You're spelling out what like a lot of guys go through, where they're just like, "Man, I can't do this forever because of XYZ, but man, that blowjob or whatever." Because for men, man, sex is important.
Or she's worth it. Yeah, it's one of the,
I think men, when I say sex is important for men, I'm going to say this. For men, it's very easy for us to get put into a trance when it comes to good sex. Good sex is so important to men. It almost trumps everything else. I think women, of course, there's women that love sex and they're horny as fuck. But what I'm saying is women can mentally be like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't need sex for a month, for a year. I could just say fuck you to it. For men, we literally have this like, it hurts. I got to do something.
I've got batteries. I'm good.
Exactly, right? But for men, it's not. It's like even if we like jerk off to porn, it's just not enough. It's like, no, it's like having a real woman there is everything, I think with sex, man, it's very
willing to pay for it.
To me, it's very like interesting. Like, we look at men as being very shallow when it comes to relationships because of like looks and sex, right? Yet at the same time, when it comes to fuck robots, here men are trying to create a machine that will make them come, and it's very important for us to have these machines look like real women. Meanwhile, since the fucking 50s, women have had robots making them come, and all they need is just a thing that looks like a dick. They don't need the man. So to me, it's just funny. It's like the reverse.
Well, here's the other thing. The whole vibrators and everything were invented by doctors to cure women's mental illnesses.
So the vibrator was created to make women who had mental illness orgasm, because that was a good way to get them to calm down?
Yep. Basically, she's depressed, she's stressed, she has anxiety. Well, here you go. Get her off, and she'll be all better.
Yeah, she'll get this. She'll get a dump of dopamine.
She'll chill. And
did it work?
So, yeah, and so now it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Right, and to me, what's really funny is that women don't need the man part of it. It's so funny. Like when it comes to women playing with toys, like all they need is a dildo. They don't need the man attached to it. Here we are, guys. Dude, we need every part of the woman. It needs to feel like a woman. It's got to look like a woman.
They make the part that just looks like the parts.
No, I know that, but listen, there's no industry to make a sex robot for a woman just yet. Now they're all coming out legit just for men, because that's where the demand is. I'm not saying that it's going to get to a point where the technology is going to get to a point where women are going to want a sex robot that's kind of like a man, because it's going to be so real. But until then, women are good to go with the goddamn bullet. They're good to go with taking a jackhammer to their clit.
Yeah. We don't want a sex robot. We want like a lawnmower and squishing spider and folding the laundry robot. That's what we want, because men are just exhausting.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And honestly, all the
women are exhausting too. You think women are not exhausting?
All the cooking and the cleaning the house and the folding the laundry.
Who said you had to cook and clean the house? I don't have to. I don't make my women cook and clean.
But what
I don't got to do that shit.
Yeah, but like here we go. It's a societal thing. I'm not saying you specifically.
But most men, you would
men
say,
are
are
exhausting.
most men are exhausting in that fashion, is what you would say.
Yeah.
Generally,
Honey,
men
where
are
am I-
men are
honey,
exhausting
where am
in
I
that way,
keys?
where they
Where
want a
did I-
mother.
where did- yeah. Well, it's honey, where are my keys? Where did I leave my bookcase? Do I have clean shirts for tomorrow? Jesus Christ, man, get your shit together.
Just date better men.
Right.
It's like you're fucking dating shitty guys, and then what you have to do is you have to find all these
again,
different
it's not
other
me.
shitty
It's
guys
not me. I'm
to
just
build
saying, like,
one
the
big, really
stereotypes
good
here.
guy. Is basically what it sounds like to me. What it sounds like to me is
So-
like,
so-
hold on. Let me
I
talk.
need
Let me talk.
to
Let me
build
talk.
a
Let me talk.
bear-
Let me
I
talk.
built a bear workshop for a man.
Yeah, you're like you're basically just trying to Voltron a man. You're trying to like get different pieces
Yeah.
of a man. You know, look at one man that knows how to fuck good, get another guy that likes to do taxes, and we get another one here who loves cuddling, and get another, and then I put them together and I make this one complete man.
Yep.
Then you need to get one man to do all the other men's laundry, and then you're fucking set.
Yeah. Well, see, that's
Just
why I like
outsource
dating
that
guys
shit.
who are in the military because they're already pre-trained.
What?
I like dating guys who have been in the military because they're pre-trained.
Yeah, before they train us to kill people, they train us how to fold laundry first.
Exactly. You can fold your own laundry. You can cook what you can cook, or if you can't cook, you will eat whatever the fuck is put in front of you if you're
Oh, yeah.
hungry enough.
Yeah, military men, good military men. There's some
You're-
shitty military men.
You will get up. You will get up early in the morning, and most of you will make your bed right after you get up in the morning.
I do.
Hint, hint. Have you been working on that now?
Oh yeah, I've been doing it again. I'm back to it. I'm back to it. Yeah, I fell off for a
You know
minute,
what?
man. My routine fell off for a minute. I hated that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, you know how to do your own laundry. You know, you can be given a list of items to buy from a store, and you will get those exact items.
Are you saying that there's other guys that can't handle lists?
There are guys that cannot handle these things.
Yeah.
It's.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
My
Every
son's not going
complaint
to the
that you have
military,
for a
but I
man-
trained him.
Every complaint that you have for a man, I have for a woman. But women are worse because you guys also bleed through your pussies every month. That's so stupid.
We
That's so
can
stupid.
survive. We can
So
survive losing 1/8 of our blood once a month. That's we're fucking superheroes, man.
Listen, women
We
are
regenerate-
gods.
We regenerate that shit.
Women are
You know?
gods. Or ancient civilizations revered women. Ancient civilizations, especially like ancient Asian civilizations, they really, really looked up to the feminine energy because they were just. Because think about it, man. If you think about like these
Like,
ancient
we
humans,
make people.
well, you make
We
people.
make people.
You have a portal. You have a portal to this dimension. It's in your fucking pussy, and like we've gotten to the point where we got to the point where we've normalized it, where we're just like, oh yeah, I guess you can just make a person, you know.
Yeah.
But if you take enough
But
mushrooms,
Give me the drugs while I'm doing it, though. Give me the drugs while I'm doing it, because I don't want to feel that shit.
yeah, not
When
like
I had my kid, I had him removed. I had him cesarean section. I told him he shouldn't have a birthday. He should have like a removal day.
an extraction day.
Exactly.
The day
You know,
you were extracted.
They opened me up and cut you out like a cancer.
Yeah, that'd be funny if you either had a birthday
You're
or an
lucky-
extraction
yeah,
day.
You're lucky I named you, and
It's
he
like-
just rolls his eyes at me.
It's like, oh, you
But
have an
I've
extraction date?
I've trained my son. Yeah.
Oh, so your mom was
I've
lazy.
trained my son. Yeah. I've trained my son. He can do his own laundry. He can follow instructions. He gets up early in the morning. He can, you give him a list of items. He will get exactly those items. Yeah, he does all the things.
So when it
He
comes
doesn't
to
make his
sex
bed. He doesn't
positivity,
make his bed, though.
when it comes to sex positivity, what's one thing you think we should all do? You think it's all about communication, huh?
Absolutely.
Let's wrap this up because wrap it
Well,
up, and I
it's
think you're right because
be as freaky as you want, but talk to your partner.
for real, I like to try to get that stuff out of the way very early in the relationship. Like maybe after the first couple of times we have sex, I'll start bringing in things like, "Hey, are you into women? Hey, are you into threesomes? Are you into this? What are you into?"
I want to have that. I want to have that conversation like before the first time.
Well, I think
Because Because I don't want there.
I don't
be
think the
any
first
sort
time
of
is a good time to
emotional-
do it. That's
I
a very
don't think
awkward
there's
time to
gonna-
do it.
I don't want to get into any emotional commitment with someone who I'm not going to be able to satisfy.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because
I think
I'm not- because there's certain
time,
things that I'm not into, and
the
if you're
first
gonna want
time,
those, well,
Tracy, you're ruining your sexual. I'm telling you right now, the first time should just be done without no fucking plan. This just should be. Otherwise, the first time can be very like weird, and it's just like before you even start, it's like, okay, so this is this and that is that. It's like, nah. The first one should be like, yo, this fucking happened, and then after that, it's like, hey man, if I get another bitch in here, you cool with that?
Yeah.
You know?
like in the back of a van, hair pulling, the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, you into some fucking dark rape shit. I got it. Okay. I'm not shaming you. Not shaming you because we don't do that here.
Well, you didn't know me in high school, so that was that.
Well, Tracy, thank
No,
you
I
for your
think
call.
You were just like a year behind me, though. So.
Oh yeah, maybe. But thank you for your call. I think this was a great talk because this is definitely the type of talks I like having, man. Especially when it comes to like, you know, just opening your mind up about sex and I've had moments like this growing up in Dearborn where you would, you know, one guy would kiss another guy or some guy would bring up and be like, oh, you know, these people do this type of sex. And then you would see this room of people just be like, what the fuck? How would you even do that? What the fuck, bro? You gonna let your wife fuck another guy? Oh my God, what are you, a dumb fucking cuck? Are you a fucking this? Are you? And they keep talking all of this fucking bullshit where I'm like, why are you guys so creeped out about how another person wants to orgasm? It just drives me fucking crazy. And I think Joe Rogan is right. He goes, people who are homophobic are just secretly scared that dicks might be delicious. And I think that's really what it boils down to.
You know, like a straight guy getting a blowjob from a homosexual guy.
And that happens.
Does that make it? Yeah.
That fucking
But
happens.
he's
And
not
then
gay. Of
and
course
then
not.
no, but then here's the thing. It's just like you call that guy gay and then he's going to try to jump you. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck kind of like what psychological issues do you have, bro? But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Put your hands together for Tracy. Bringing in some truth, and in the spirit of sex positivity, have more sex. And have more sex with people who are not going to shame you. And if people do shame you, whip your dick out. No, don't do
And
that.
hit him with it.
And hit them with it. Hey, that's what's up. All right, guys, until next time. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, Mike.
Have a good night. See you guys. Again, follow me, MikeFromDetroit.com. Follow all my social media links. I'm posting stuff on TikTok now. I'm posting some funny-ass shit. A lot of people are starting to like it, and they're following me. Check out my new cat video. You guys are great. This was a good podcast. I like talking about sex. I hope you're having sex while you're listening to this podcast.
Public Yemeni #1.